So I was tagged by Shades of Kassie to do my first time tag, and I thought this was such a fun video. I really enjoyed watching her video, so I'm going to put her link to her video below, and now I'm going to go ahead and get started with the questions. It sounds like it's explicit, but it's not. It's really fun. So the first question is, do you still talk to your first love? And my first love, like my first puppy love, the first time that I ever like really had like a huge crush on someone was way back in 6th grade, and we actually do still talk to each other. We've kept in touch over the years, and as a matter of fact, we're actually dating right now. We started talking on Facebook like about a year ago, and we've been dating for the past 10 months. We kind of had similar situations in our life, and it's weird how you can come back together with someone, but I think it's the most I think it's like the sweetest thing ever. So yes, we do still talk. What was my first job? And my first job was actually working at Taco Bell. I worked there for a few months when I think I would just turn 16, and I worked, you know, on the line like making food and stuff. And then I moved up to drive-through, and every night my friends would come by and try to get me to leave work, and you know, they would be having so much fun, and I just hated being there. And they would always come and try to get free food, and everyone knew they were my friends. So it was just kind of a weird thing. But it was a fun job to work at. And after that though, I could not eat Taco Bell. Like I still have a problem eating Taco Bell just because like the smell, if you've ever worked at a fast food restaurant, like the smell gets in your hair, in your clothes and everything. And the last thing you want to do is think about the food there. Okay, the next question is, what was your first car? And shortly after I started working at Taco Bell, my friend had a car that her dad was getting rid of, and I wanted the car so bad. So I made payments for the car, and it was a Buick Regal, and it was like an older car. I think it was like an 83, but it was in really good condition. Her dad was a mechanic, so everything was like really nice and up to date, and I love that car so much. Even though it was an older car, like when you pay for something with your own money, you just enjoy it, and it like means that much more to you. So I really loved that car. The next question is, who was the first person to text you today? Okay, the next question is, who was the first person to text you today? And that was actually my son. He texted me right after he got on the bus to bring him some deodorant to school. I guess he forgot to put some on this morning, so I texted him back and said that I would. Okay, next question is, who was the first person you thought of this morning? And it's actually my mom. She's been really sick and in the hospital, and I've been thinking about her nonstop all the time, just hoping and praying that she's gonna get better. But that's the first person I think about her every day when I wake up. I really wish I could be there, but she lives about 2,000 miles away, so it's kind of hard for me just to leave everything and go visit. But I really wish that I could see her right now, and she's just always on my mind. Okay, the next thing is, who was your first grade teacher? And I actually remember all of my elementary school teachers. I went to the same school from kindergarten through 6th grade, so I really remember all of them really well. And it was Mrs. Buckmeyer, and I don't think she still teaches anymore because that was like first grade. That was like probably 30 years ago. No, I guess not that long, maybe 25 years ago. Okay, the next question is, where did you go on your first ride on an airplane? And I actually don't remember the first time that I rode on an airplane, so I'm not really sure when that was. But the first time that like I remember was to Kansas. I flew out to Kansas to see my mom and my family members there. So let's see, the next question is, who was your first best friend, and do you still talk? My first best friend growing up, her name was Megan. We were best friends in like 1st grade till like, I don't know, probably 3rd or 4th grade. We kind of stopped talking, but I do still talk to her. She's still my friend on Facebook, and we don't talk like on a regular basis, but we do still talk occasionally. Okay, next question is, where was your first sleepover? And it was probably at her house. We used to have tons of sleepovers. We would do the whole thing where like whoever fell asleep first, we would like freeze their bra and like do all kinds of crazy stuff to them, but it was always so much fun. And I really, really miss being a kid and being able to do that. That was just so much fun. Okay, who was the first person that you talked to today? And that was probably my boyfriend. He called, I don't remember what it was about, but I talked to him earlier today. Okay, the next question is first broken bone, and I actually made it until I was about 20 until I had my first broken bone, and I was in a car accident and broke my hip. So kind of like a really bad one to break, but that's what it is. And my first piercing was when I was 3 years old, and my mom got my ears pierced, and it was just that first one. Okay, the first foreign country that I've gone to, and that would be Mexico. That's the only really foreign country that I've been to, I believe, and I didn't go there until last year, I believe. So I've never left the country until I was like 32 years old, but it was so much fun. We went to Puerto Vallarta, and it was just a ton of fun. The weather was so nice. There was just tons of stuff to do, and I really loved it there. Okay, the next question is first movie you remember seeing. Okay, I remember this so well because I did not want to watch this movie. My mom, like way back in the day, you could rent like VHS cassettes, and that was like something that we did a lot. And my mom rented E.T. and I was like, I don't want to watch that movie, and I was just being a really big brat. And we watched the movie, of course, and at the end I was crying in tears, and my mom was like, I thought you didn't want to watch the movie, and I was like just so sad, and I just remember that so well. So I think that was the first movie that I remember seeing. Okay, the next question is, when was your first detention? And probably like in middle school, like 7th or 8th grade. I probably got in trouble for being late or skipping school or something like that. What were the first lessons you ever took? And I don't think I've ever taken lessons in anything. Yeah, I don't really think I have. I've taken makeup classes at MAC, and I've done like a ton of those, but I don't think I've ever taken any other type of lesson. So I don't know, I guess that would be like a class because they are teaching you, but I never played like an instrument or anything like that. Okay, the next question is, who was the first beauty related person you ever watched on YouTube? And I would say that it was probably Makeup Geek, because I was searching how to do a smoky eye or something like that, and she came up and I was like hooked. I saw her and I started just watching tons and tons of her videos. And I also discovered Candy Johnson and Lollipop 26. She was one of my favorites, and just a ton of other people, and then the rest is history. I watch everyone now. So but Makeup Geek was probably the first person I ever watched. Okay, so I think that's all the questions. I love this tag. It was so fun. I would love to see all of you guys do this. Whoever makes videos, I want to see your video on this tag. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye.